Welcome to Stop Now, a social experiment where we stop, listen, and share. I am one of your hosts, Nate, and welcome back to everyone who is joining us this week. This is a very special episode of the talk show because of all of the new things that we're going to tell all of you this week. But before we bring in the new things, I want to bring in our old friends. Of course, we have the man in the mask, the voice of the voiceless, JK. JK, how are you, my friend? It's been a while.
Yes, Nate, it's long time and I'm without my mask. I don't want to threaten my counterpart, new team members joining us. And also this is going to be a special episode, as you said. I don't know what that special is because we know Omar from Pakistan has joined us and he wanted to, how do I say that? He wanted to challenge and take up the challenge and be a co-host with you along with Shiva as well. And let's welcome them.
Yes. So as you mentioned, Shiva and Omar are here. Shiva, good to see you again, my friend.
Yes, I'm fine. How are you? I think you are too busy with your work, football, basketball, and other things.
Yes. It never
Yeah.
ends, Shiva. It never ends. It's always something going
Oh,
on.
okay. Maybe you are so tired, and you're joining. Thank you for.
I'm just trying not to get fired like I did from the social experiment.
Yes. Yes.
But it is always good to talk to you, Shiva. I'm glad we could
Yes.
meet again this week. And of course, as JK mentioned, Amar is here. Amar, how are you?
Annette, I'm fine. Thank you.
Yes.
I think neat, JK said Umar, not Amar. Omar.
Omar.
Yes.
Yes, we have Omar is here as well.
Yeah, Nate, I'm also fine. Thank you so much for asking.
Yes.
It was Peter here this week, and it had been much busier and exciting week, by the way.
Well, we are glad that you're here, Omar. And as JK mentioned, we're taking, I guess, a bit of a tour to Pakistan this week.
Yeah, exactly. That's the most interesting thing of today's talk show. And I believe we should start the talk show by introducing our new members. We have 2 new members from Pakistan here.
One thing, before starting, neat, we already done this episode, but it's not full without you. So we retaking actually. This is a retake one. The show is again. We want to redo it.
Yes. It's not the same without the whole family.
Yes. Yes.
Yes, I'm glad I could be here. And as Omar said, we do have new team members. So if our new team members can introduce themselves to the audience out there.
Yeah, hi everybody. This is Mohammed. How are you guys doing?
Good.
I'm Mohammed.
Good.
I'm from Pakistan, law student. Most of the team knew before. Nate, this is the first time for you. So yeah, I'm probably it's been more than a week with the Stop Now team. Yeah, everything's going good, and I'm not very much experienced what we are doing here. Just trying to catch up with you guys, learning new things, and yeah, let's see how it goes.
Yes, nice to have you here, Mohammed.
Yeah, my name is Zulkarnain and I am from Lahore, Pakistan, and currently studying in computer science. I am in the last year of computer science and recently joined Stop Now and really enjoying what we are doing, what we are learning, and it is a great experience uh, that I am learning a lot of new things and oftenly coordinating with our team members, and that's all.
Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate you. Welcome to the team.
Yeah, thank you so much, Nate.
Yeah, exactly. We are really happy to have you guys here in Stop Now. What have been your experience here in Stop Now in such a diverse team? We already have members from Bangladesh and from US. So how have your experience here as a Pakistani? What did you learn and what new things from here? And how is your experience overall here in Stop Now? Any one of you?
Yeah, okay, so I'll go first. Yeah, as far as the Stop Now is concerned, we have a bunch of good people around us. The team has been really helpful since the beginning. Trying to learn new things as well. As you said, the team is very diverse. People from India, from Bangladesh, from US, all are there. And I think Pakistan was missing here, so we've tried to fill in that space as well. So yeah, it's been really good. It's one of its kind of experience, and learning new things about the social experiment as well. Enjoying the time so far. Let's hope it gets better with time.
Well, I wanted to jump in here, right? So I wanted to remain on the background, but not as fun as it looks, right? I'm just making a joke and giving a context to Nate as we try to blame everything on the Americans. Nate, you are the reason like why, again, Shiva wanted to take revenge on the Indians. So he's bringing in like Pakistanis and Bangladeshis like to do this experiment. That's how I see this. I don't know whether you have that concept, because already India was the reason to have the East Pakistan in 71. That's in history. I don't know how many of them know that, right, or remember that. And that way, like, we are trying to have some fun here. No offense to anyone. Let's take the tour to Pakistan. Again, Nate, we are going to take you to Pakistan. And you know what happened in Pakistan?
Well, first of all, I'm glad I got my passport this week so I can take the tour to Pakistan with the team. But I think, yes, for me and for a lot of our audience, JK, I think there's a lot of education and knowledge that we can learn, because it's not something, particularly if you're strictly looking at it from a Western, from an American viewpoint, it's not a lot that's talked about in the news.
Let's not bring in the
okay,
let's have a pleasant memory with the our team members, and we get to know, we would love to know the culture of Pakistan and ask them to give a tour about Pakistan. To even start with, when we had the conversation, I don't know whether you have come across anyone, Nate. I have not. Mohammed is the first person I met with the single name Mohammed.
Yes,
that's something like I wanted to learn more, because everybody is Mohammed here. Mohammed Omar, Mohammed Zulkar, Rana. He has a story to say as well. We already had those conversations in the back channel, so we wanted to bring that to our show and put a light on that. Mohammed, go ahead.
Yeah, JK. I do have a story to tell regarding my name. Yeah, it's been all my life I've been, trying to explain to people that I don't have a second name, and at times people won't even believe it. I have to show my license or some kind of ID to prove that I have. It's not because of the single name that I have. People do have single name here as well. But it's the uniqueness of the name as well. Muhammad, you won't see anybody named. There are people named who are named Muhammad, just Muhammad, but not very much. As I told you, JK, before, because my father has been living in UAE for quite a lot of time, and it is the tradition of Arab people. They do call you by your first name, unlike the Western countries where you would be called by your last name. In the Arab culture, you would be called by your first name, right? So that's why. And there are people who have single name as Muhammad. It came from there. Yeah. So I guess it is new for you people. It is new for a lot of people. Yeah, but it is how it is as for now.
Yeah, exactly. Even here in Pakistan, most of the people gonna ask someone if he's having a single name Muhammad, they will just say that how is it possible that you are having just the single name Muhammad? Some people even say that you should not have that name Muhammad, and that's really a myth here. Some people say that you should not name someone as a single name Muhammad. You must add any middle or initial with that name Muhammad due to the sacredness of that name comes from the Prophet Muhammad. And some people say that it's okay to name your child or anyone with the name Muhammad. So it is a myth here, actually.
So again, we will put a warning, right? Again, for you as well, Nate. At the end of the tour, we might rename you as Muhammad Nate. So we might convert you. Be careful on it. Again, just a joke, right? So some people say this here, even, what is your name? Maria. What is your last name? Maria. What is your middle name? Maria. That Muhammad is going to say like everything is Muhammad.
Yeah. JK, I want to add here, my documented name is Zulkarnain, only Zulkarnain.
So
whenever I try to fill out any form, I was thinking either I have to put in all the Zulkarnain, because these fields were compulsory. So I have to add 3 times Zulkarnain. And when I got my ATM, so on my ATM 2 times Zulkarnain.
Yeah, that's been a problem with me as well. As for people, you can try to explain them, that this is my name and this is how it is, right? So if it is a kind of manual form, you can just fill it with the name Muhammad only. But problem is with these, computer generated forms and applications where you'd have to fill the last name, which is compulsory. The computer won't let you go without filling the last name. So often I'd had to, email the customer support and all that, just what to do now, because we might have a lot of implications after that if I feel anything wrong in that. So it's been kind of, a hectic journey with single name.
Well, before we jump on to the next topic, right, I just don't want Amar to be left out. Amar, sorry, you can reintroduce yourself and you can say that I'm from East Pakistan. And what do you think about Pakistanis joining us? Do you have still that enmity or rivalry with them?
No enmity actually. I love Pakistani people because I believe all are human beings and we live together here. And when where is going on, current war is going on in Ukraine and Russia, it's not for the people, it's a political matter. So I believe.
So and I'm asking more for myself than the audience, JK, but I'm really interested, like we said, we've been introduced this week to Muhammad and Zulkarnain, and I'm wondering what made you guys want to team up with Stop Now? Because I'm always interested to hear people's stories about why they want to join the team.
Yeah, well, as for me, I am a law student. In the final year, I'll be graduating next year. And in the meantime, while my education was continuing, me and Umar, we both joined a call center back in the day when we were in our high school. And we've been, doing jobs here and there as well. So we knew quite a bit about USA and how things are going over there. And it is because of my curious mind. I do have a curious mind, and I like to question more and more. That is primarily the first thing that why I, joined Stop Now. Besides, I thought that it was about time we should learn something new, and maybe try to switch a job industry as well, and try to look at this part of the world as well. Let's see how things are going. So yeah, it's more of a learning curve for me. It's going well for now. Let's see how it proceeds further.
Yes. And
Yeah.
Zulkarnain?
Yeah, Nate. Stop now topic itself is a curious topic. Meant to say, whenever someone listen this topic, he will love to know about these things. And actually, I am working in a foundation, Karya Kamal, who used to help people, uh, who used to give ration packs, used to pay fee of students. So just like that, Stop Now is working in for people for social injustices and trying to tell people how they can be they can learn about things about the scams and about injustices in our society. So these things pushed me to join Stop Now.
All right. And Omar, I think this is the first time we've talked. My memory's getting a little bit fuzzier the older I get, but I think this is the first time we've talked, and I really am interested in your story and kind of what brought you to Stop Now.
Yeah, so actually I have been working as a video editor for Stop Now for the past 1 year, about 1 year. I have been editing the talk shows or making intros or stuff like that.
Making me look good every week.
Yeah, exactly. So about a month ago, JK asked me that would you like to be part of our experimental lab or our talk shows? And of course, I would have been loved to do so. And that's how I became part of Stop Now. But I have been part of Stop Now about from an year, and I have editing the videos and doing that stuff here for you guys in the background, right?
Yes. And we appreciate it. Like, thank you. I think there's a lot of people that watch the talk shows and don't realize a lot of the work that goes on behind the scenes. So we do want to thank yourself and the rest of the team behind the scenes for their hard work.
Yes,
yeah.
We have to admit that, right? So it was Shiva's idea, and they all look good and they talk good. Why don't we bring them to the forefront? And he suggested like Omar will be the right person. He was also not very interested and enthused to do the talk show with you all the time because he cannot compete with you. So he was trying to push Omar. And my Omar didn't know anything, but he was insecure. So he thought like, okay, let me bring my gang. And he brought his friends like Zulkar.
Yeah.
And we mainly, I'll be honest, mainly we had a void. We wanted a attorney and a lawyer. So we picked the right person, Mohammed, who was a law student and a law graduate going to be. And he also was excited. That was the background story behind the scenes that happened. And finally, we are settling in down. It's a nice team. We really enjoy and we honestly appreciate each one of you for all the contribution and support you are giving to us.
Thank you, JK. And special thanks to Shiva for bringing me up from the background, Shiva.
Yes, because the name like Umar, like already I think we talk about it. My olden days, I saw the movie, like a Hollywood movie, which is about Omar Mukhtar. I think you heard about him. The name, like the catchy name, yes, the catchy name Omar. So I thought, like, I will pick you. I think I can share the screen. Like, he is Omar Mukhtar. Maybe you all know about him.
That would be great if you could tell the audience about Umar Mukhtar, because of course everyone does not know about him.
Yes, he is a freedom fighter. Like, it's can read it. I can share it, like, because don't want to explain him. Like, it's a big story about him. I can share it, like
have
We
Hollywood
can talk about later. Yes.
Umar Mukhtar? You
What
have
is
watched
that?
by Hollywood, right? Hollywood have made a movie on Umar Mukhtar.
Yes. 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 Yes.
He's from which area? Is he from
Pakistan. Pakistan. Yes.
No,
Before
no,
freedom fight.
no, Shiva. I guess Umar Mukhtar, the one you're talking about, was from Libya. He was firefighter. One was from Libya. I don't know if one such Umar Mukhtar exists in Pakistan as well. The one I know was from Libya. He was a firefighter. He was, I guess, professor there as well. So
Okay,
I don't know.
maybe yes. Yeah,
Yeah,
I didn't know because my
yeah,
olden day I saw the movie, so
yeah.
I thought I
It's
connect with it.
yeah. This is how the West sees us. You know, all the Arabs, they are from Pakistan. The Afghanistan is also also in Pakistan. This is how they see.
Yeah,
Okay,
maybe
so
like
we will be sharing stuff about Umar Mukhtar in the description of the video as well. So like
yes,
the video, they
because it's
can
a
like
tour to Pakistan. It's a tour to Pakistan. So
So everybody becomes Pakistani. Is that like without the Indian subcontinent? I don't think like like let's ask them like what do they think about Indians, right? Because they are brothers and everybody is attributed with the same. I mean, I have also come across in US like when people say that like when I do the experiment of driving a Uber driver, they look at me and say like, "Are you a Paki?" And they ask these things. So I just wanted to ask the Pakistanis, how do they feel about like when somebody refers you as Indians? Because you all look alike, right?
Actually, I personally don't have any experience going abroad, but as Muhammad told you that me and Muhammad have been together working in call center, and you all know that due to the like population of India, India is a big company. I believe maybe the second biggest it is in the world, by the way. So most of the call centers are in India. So when we have been calling to people in US, of course, everyone have pseudo name there. I had a pseudo name Jacob. I was known as Jacob there in call center, and I have been contacting with the pseudonym Jacob. So here is Jacob from California. I'm calling you from California. And the other guy, other people would have been saying, "Hey, just shut up, you Indians! You keep on calling us, all right?" About and they just hang up. So all the people that everyone with like this kind of Indian accent is calling from India. So this is the only way I have been encountered this thing that someone called me Indian, and I have much experience in traveling abroad, so I don't have any experience like that. I believe Muhammad should have such experience. I believe he have visited a few countries. So Muhammad, what's your point of view?
Yeah, coming back to your point, JK, I've only visited UAE multiple times. There are people from India, a lot of people from specifically from South India, as I was telling you guys before, that there are a lot of people from South India, and I've met people from different countries there as well. So there isn't such thing about being an Indian or Pakistani. I don't think there's much of a difference being an Indian or Pakistani. We almost share the same culture. The languages are almost the same. I mean, it would be a lot. In the stop now, you gave me the profile of Peter. It would have been a lot easier if you'd have given me a profile of some Indian guy. You know, and when I get these calls to the profile of Peter, you know, people expect me to be some kind of white person or somebody who is a U.S. citizen with an most of a Western accent. But the people are surprised, you know, when I tell them that I'm on H-1B visa. They would be like, how comes Peter lives in India or he's from Pakistan or some other country? So yeah, there is a perspective about it that all the guys, you know, and people who are from US who haven't traveled across the world, they don't know much about Pakistan or Sri Lanka or Bangladesh a lot, because mostly India has been dominating in terms of, you know, travelers and all that economy and getting on news. Mostly it is India. Yeah. So that's why a lot of people don't even know that a country like Pakistan even exists. in US because they haven't traveled, across US or some other country. I don't know what they do all day. All I guess they watch TV a lot. That's the fact. Yeah,
Yeah.
and
Now, again,
so
Mohammed, to your point, it's a stereotype, right? So they all know that Pakistan exists because of Osama bin Laden. So you guys were smart enough to hide him like for 10 years from the US. And that's a big story for us like, to talk about on another episode. And even with your agenda of the Western world to stereotype and say like all Muslims are terrorist kind of thing. And that's where like your name itself is a flag point when you have a entry into US, right? If you
exactly.
say Muhammad, just Muhammad, it's going to create some controversy over there. And every other Muslim or anyone else, like, right? I don't know about others, but they feel that they are discriminated. That's happening. So that is something what happens in this Indian subcontinent. Even I don't know, very radical right-wing side Hindus are also kind of claiming that it's a Hindu nation, and so many other things are there. Like you already have controversy with that country and you got split into it. Let's not go there so far. Let's focus on what is the specialty of your country. We don't know much about it.
Yeah, before I go into that, I would like to answer your previous question that my name as itself is a flat line for me, having trouble to entering in countries like US or maybe, other Western countries. The people, they do have this narrative of every Muslim is a terrorist, and I don't blame them because they don't have their own opinion and they're only, fed what the TV says, listening all day the TV, it's not everything right what goes on TV. So it is again having problem while entering in the US with a Muslim name is not a problem of the people, it's the policies. Why India has had easier access to other countries is because of the diplomatic connections with the people. The foreign policy, it's not different. So the people who are going to check me at the US airport are not the US nationals. I mean, they will be obviously US nationals, but they're not common people. They are some kind of, security agencies and the law enforcement agencies who are directed by someone who's higher in the government. So this is a policy which is made by the government, and it trickles down to the person who is checking at the airport. So it is about the government and the policies they have with each other. It's people, they do have this narrative of every Muslim guy is a terrorist. Yeah, and again, we cannot change that because it's the TV mainly who's been causing these problems. And again, I won't blame them as well. So again, coming back to your second question, what is special about Pakistan? So if you look at the TV, terrorism is the only thing which is special in Pakistan. But in reality, it is not like that. So we do have a lot of things which are special. The first thing that I would say is we have been struggling with the economy, which is evident. Everyone knows that we've been struggling with the economy. Due to that, we were not able to, kind of transfer our soft image to the world that we are a good nation. Hospitality is the one thing that would stand, top of everything. Talking about specialities of Pakistan. Tourism is another thing. We have very diverse kind of tourism in Pakistan. It's just that we don't have the facilities or the right platforms to utilize those things. We have coastal highways, we have mountains, we have sea, glaciers, skiing, everything, you name it. We have everything, right? But again, the industry of tourism or any other thing won't flourish until there is security and until there is a good soft image going around the world that this country is safe to travel and you won't be bothered with anything. Right, so a lot of YouTubers, people who are coming in Pakistan and experimenting things on their own, not believing on the TV. They are, trying to find it out that it is not as such it was shown on the TV. It is different than that. So food is another thing. Food is very special. again, when I'm telling these things, Nate might find these things new, but for Shiva, for JK, for Amar, these things are common for all of us, right? So India again has all these things, tourism, and again, it is like India is a bigger version of Pakistan. You can say that, right? They do have the tourism, the food, everything, the language, the culture. They are all the same. So as for Pakistan, things are special, and nobody would find it out unless they would visit on their own. Right? If you're sitting on your couch at your home watching TV all day, so you will only get to know that Osama bin Laden lives here, and we are trying to bomb every last citizen of our country, which is not true. It is the same. It is the same with Libya, and it is the same with Syria and all these countries, Palestine as well. So if you would have someone from that part of the world, they would say the same thing. I'm sure it's not the same thing that the TV shows us. So one would only find out when he visits on his own.
Yeah, I would like to quote Karl Marx here, that if you are not watching news, you are unnotified, and if you are watching news, you are misnotified. So the same goes that people are misnotified watching the news, and people are like conveyed the wrong message, the wrong image of different kind of things. And the same goes with Pakistan. Same goes with that narrative that our Muslims are actually terrorists. So I think Muhammad have explained all of the things in better.
Yeah, I think that's a really good point, because so much information or misinformation can be spread through the media, and particularly nowadays when it used to be when my parents were watching the news, you had three choices, the three major news networks. Now you can find a news outlet that speaks just to you, that it has just your opinion and no other information. And so, yes, if you're seeking out that kind of confirmation bias, I see so many people that are painting the entire region with a broad brush, that don't see the distinctions between, India, Pakistan. It's just one big country, and they have a idea about all of the people of that region formed off of the news that they get, which is biased.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, I would like to add one more thing to that question, to the discussion that we were having, that the narration that people have there over the West is that all Muslims are terrorists. And as JK, you said that I might have some trouble landing in the US, clearing the immigration just because of my name. So it is the narration, this narrative specifically has built just against Pakistan. Okay, so when we look at Arab countries, someone from, let's say, if someone from UAE is traveling to US, he won't have any problem at all clearing the immigration, even with the same name that I have. So it is not about the name. I guess it is more about the diplomacy of the country, the foreign policy of the country. And again, it all depends, what passport do you hold? What's the color of the passport that you have?
And it can also depend on what states you're flying into, unfortunately, in America.
Yeah.
Again, I've heard about that as well a lot. It depends as well on the state too.
Exactly. And also to add on to it, Zulkar, you wanted to share something from your side?
Yeah, JK, one of my cousin was studying in China, and he was telling me it was my first day in my class. So when I came to class, all of my classmates were saying he belonged from a terrorist country, so no need to sit with him. They all were frightened from me, and I was feeling why I am here. So he was saying it was very strange for me. I was feeling alone.
Yeah, moving on to the next topic. I mean, Zulkar, you have any fond thing to share about your country, right? What is the speciality of Pakistan for you?
Yeah, I think so. There are diverse types of cultures, as we are Punjabis, Sindhis, Balochis, Kashmiri. So, are different type of cultures. They have their own customs to enjoy celebrations, and they have their own parties, invitations like that. So I will say the speciality of Pakistan is their culture.
Mm.
Yeah, that is one thing I learned, Nate. I mean, even here, the stereotype is like that, right? So people who wear turbans, right? Sikhs, they are a separate community and they have a
Yeah,
own religion. But then people misrepresent
Punjabis.
Muslims and they attack them as well. And I came to know that, like Zulkar, correct me if I'm wrong, you mentioned that like
Yeah, Muhammad belonged to that type of area. They used to wear turban. He can tell you guys. Muhammad.
Yeah, JK, you were saying something. You can go on and finish, then I'll talk.
No, I was asking Rana because he had this tag. I mean, I don't know exactly whether it is a caste or other thing that is in Muslim, because we don't know that well about Islam, because it's the fear of the unknown, right? That's why like people stereotype and make their own assumptions and that extreme of calling them as terrorists. But to understand how does Rana comes into his name and also
Yeah, yeah, JK, castes, as I told earlier, castes are just for representation of sects. Mean to say, these people are from this sect and these people are from this sect. Uh, and area matters a lot. Where you are living, according to that, you are mentioned as Ranas, as Jat, and a lot of other caste system, Arai, and a lot of I don't have idea about that. As Umar is belong from Jat, and I am Rana. So
Zulkar, like making it like as a more jovial and it's a fun thing, right? It's like saying, "Oh, Americans, you have racism, and Indians or Pakistanis, we have casteism." But is that what? Uh,
yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Caste system having these type of problems, Rana uh, seems their self to be prominent. They are very important, and they don't consider any other type of sex usually. That's why they mention Rana with their name. I told you when I came to Lahore, then after uh, after going to university, I decided no need to add Rana with my name, because no one wanna talk here about the caste system in Lahore. But whenever I came to my village, they will be angry. Why you are not representing you as a Rana? You are very important in our society. You are great. You are prominent. You are something outstanding.
Just to add on that, JK, as you said, this is on this. You said this on a fun side, but it is actually more of a problem for us. You know, we have been divided into a lot of things, which has been hampering the progress of the country. See, first of all, we have the difference of religion. People here are Muslims. Majority of people are Muslims. Then we do have Hindus, the Christians, and all the other non-Muslims as well. So after that, we go in, we go into languages. We have, several different languages that are spoken in Pakistan. again, that is a division in itself as well. After that, when we go there's this clan system, the caste system that that you people were just discussing. I guess it is, in this century, it won't be necessary someone to add a caste, because it is for people who are, who feel insecure about themselves, who are, who just cannot compete with their own, with their own personality. They tend to add, these castes with their names. So this is again a big division.
One thing, Mohammed, I don't think Rana is a kind of a caste in Islam. It is an Hindu caste, I think. It's kind of Hindu and India name. Like Rana is still in Hindu name. Why they carry after converting as an Islam? Why are still keeping their name Rana and the caste system in Hinduism? So why they following the same? Yeah.
All these castes are not from Arabs, so we cannot say that these are Muslim caste or Hindu caste, right? So because the people, Pakistan itself became separated from India in 1947. So people migrated from India to Pakistan. So they were carrying their, forefathers' caste. Like if someone is Rajput, he has to be Rajput till the end of his generation. So Rana and Rajput, all these castes, you will find those castes in India as well. Majority of them, people, some of them, I guess they have been making up new castes as well. I'm not too sure about that. I don't get into
No, that's the thing. It's a very funny thing. When you converted to Islam, and they are still carrying out a Hindus really a caste system. It's very funny thing. Why it's happening? Like even in Pakistan, I really surprised when Zulkar said on the day itself, because I don't see in India the Muslim people carrying the Hindu name.
No,
Rana
again,
and other thing is a casteism.
Yeah, Shiva, it's different. You cannot just, you cannot just give a caste, the status of being a Muslim or a Hindu caste. A caste is a caste, regardless of what religion you carry.
No. Here in most of our Indians, they convert to another religion from Hindu to other religion, maybe Christian or Muslim. They thought they think other religion doesn't have caste system. That's why they want to leave the caste system in Hinduism, and they convert to Christian or Muslim. They live happy without their caste pressure. But
yes,
I am really surprised of these people are still carrying 100 years ago. They have splitted and still carrying the. Because really surprising.
Yeah, because these people are so insecure about themselves. The first thing they did when they crossed the border was they changed their caste to superior caste, to have a better status in the social life. That's what they did. So they've been carrying their forefathers. Even people, we've seen people change their caste, with as their financial status changed, they change their caste as well. So to have a better.
No, that's the thing. Is there any drawback of Islam? Whether they didn't teach real Islam, what real Islam? Even the people who are practicing Islam, still they're carrying the caste system, and they're saying they are all Muslims. Yeah. How it happened? If they really are Muslim and they're following and practicing Islam, why they keeping still carrying their caste system?
Shiva, I think
Shiva.
Okay.
Okay.
Caste that belong with the religion.
Let's take a break on this, right? So we can go over on this debate. I know Nate will agree on this. Even the same happens with Christianity, right? Different denominations are there. Are there. Whether you go to one religion or the other, there is going to be some kind of subdivisions, right?
No, JK, this is surprise. No, this is surprise. If you have a caste system in the religion, it's not a problem. This is a previous religion and they have converted to another religion, but they are carrying the previous religion caste system. That's why I'm asking.
Hold on. Yeah,
That's the difference.
Right. I'm trying to explain that. Maybe correct me if I'm wrong. Everyone here, right? So the culture and tradition makes us by birth, right? When we look into that subcontinent of by trade or by profession, even Mohammed mentioned that, right? People can move to a migrate to a different place and say they can start for their betterment of their life. They can say like they belong to a different caste and creed. Those things can be done by people, right? We can even experiment on those things and play it out. But what I'm trying to say is like the Indian subcontinent, the tradition itself was by birth, you have been segregated based on your caste. So that was 1,000, 2,000 years old tradition. So that you cannot overnight stop it by law or by any other means. So that is the reason my understanding is they still, right? It is prevalent. You know that, Shiva, right? People who get converted to Christianity, they have this. They have the clear identification of Dalit Christians and particular caste Christians, right? Though they won't mix with different kind of things. So the same thing with Islam. I don't know. We don't know anything about Islam, and we had an argument. And Omar actually enlightened me, and I also saw some videos about Sunni and Shia Muslims, and we all know about that, like how Iran, Iraq, and all those differences. Same way, right? Even if Muhammad or anyone goes to Arab, the Arab Muslims will not treat them the same way like they treat their Arabs. So that's going to be the problem always, right? The way they speak. And I know like we are multicultural and multi-language. You guys talked about that. I wanted to highlight on that on the next topic, if you guys want to, because I know like you all know Arabic, Urdu, Hindi, whatnot, right? Can you guys talk about that?
Yeah, for sure. The fun fact is, we guys can understand Hindi, right? If somebody would speak to us, we can understand that, we can comprehend all of that.
But can never learn.
Yeah, we can speak as well. We can speak Hindi as well, because Urdu and Hindi, they're almost the same thing. We can speak Hindi as well, but we cannot write it. And but for Arabic, we can write it, but we cannot speak or understand it. So it's different. So it somehow puts us in the category of knowing all that, but not knowing them too well. We can we can read Arabic.
You mean to say like jack of all trade, but master of none?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, master of none. And people who are who move to other countries, who move to UAE and Saudi Arabia, we have a lot of people going there. They tend to pick up Arabic very quickly, because they've already read Arabic as a Quran and other holy scriptures of Islam as well. They tend to pick up it very quickly. And we when we speak with someone who is Hindi, and if we try to learn Hindi, I guess we would be able to pick it up more easier than for example, Nate would have trouble to do so.
Nate, challenge for you, right? How many languages do you know?
I know English. I know a little bit of Spanish, enough to get by.
Let's talk in different languages. Have fun.
¿Cómo está? JK, mi hermano.
I don't know whether you're greeting us or abusing us.
Yes.
I mean, we would love to hear other language. I mean, I don't know much about. I know like Salam Alaikum. Is that right? So is it Arabic or Hindi or?
Yeah, that's Arabic for that's kind of hello. That's kind of greeting in Arabic, but we people use it. Muslims around the world everywhere use that. As a for Hindi people, as they say namaste, it's the same kind of thing.
Yeah, Muhammad, as far as I know that some other religious people, not only Muslim, are there in Pakistan. I think even some Hindus are living in Pakistan, am I right?
Yes, there are Hindu people living in Pakistan as well.
So it's not a 100% Muslim country.
No, we're about 95 to 96% of Muslims, and 4 to 5% are, other non-Muslim. That includes Jews, that includes Christians, Hindus, and different other
Yeah, I
religions.
have friends sing because the city I belong, there is a Nankana Sahib. Maybe you guys know about the Nankana Sahib.
Okay, so
Shiva?
we share the Punjabi tradition as well, right? So that's what.
Yeah, it's a city of Singh.
Mm.
Because
So
opening of
Hindus can
Kartar, yeah,
Hindus can celebrate their occasion or any other festival like us, right?
yeah,
Or is there
exactly.
any restriction?
we are we are nice people, really.
Yeah, other people can enjoy. Hindus have their own temples as well. We do have, churches around the cities, in bigger cities as well. There are a lot of practicing Christians, Hindus, and other people as well. There is no kind of restriction for them to celebrate their festivities or to perform their, regular kind of rituals as well. So, in fact, the Constitution even gives them protection for that. Whatever rights we people as a Muslim have, it applies to them as well. In terms of celebrating their holy, festivals as well, and all the other things, performing their holy duties as well. Even a lot of our ministers and other people, the public figures, they tend to go on celebrate Christmas and Holi and all the other things as well. It's kind of, we have a diverse kind of religion here as well. So people are getting together. Mostly it's about the youngsters. The hate that you tend to see on media and social media is probably from the previous generation. In my generation, it's all gone. They just want to get along with each other and try to enjoy their life as much as they can. Why want this kind of stupidity in this age of the world? It doesn't make any sense.
So for our viewers that are in America, Mohammed, what would you say is maybe the biggest misconception or the thing that people don't understand from an outside perspective about Pakistan versus, what they might see on the news?
The first thing is that they think we are, they would either, term us Indian or Arabic people, right? So we are neither Indian. If someone speaking over the phone to me would probably think that I'm an Indian guy, judging me from my accent, right? If someone would just see my name, he would say that this is an Arab guy, right? This is one kind of misconception. We have our own culture, we have our own language, we have our own independent country. This is the biggest misconception the people of US have. Again, the second thing is that they tend to believe what's on TV, right? It shouldn't be like that. I mean, Pakistan is a country to travel. Like people from US can come to Pakistan and they can even enjoy with minimum of their budgets. I mean, it's a cheap country. You can enjoy everything. You can go to the mountains, go to the glaciers. I mean, there are beaches here and all the other things that you can do. At the quarter of price that you can afford to, and let's say someone would want to go to West Indies or any other country like that, you can do that, all of that in Pakistan as well. And it is extremely safe. People are coming in from foreign countries. In the past 3 to 4 years, pre-COVID, the industry of tourism was booming. And unfortunately, the COVID came and everything shut off. And now it is again picking up the pace, and we are, trying to, transfer the good image that we should have done a lot of years back. And Osama bin Laden also was not a Pakistani. That's another misconception. He was from Afghanistan, but yeah, he was hiding in Pakistan. Yeah, again, not to blame them. One would have to come here to see that things are different. I mean, you can come here, you can see the hospitality of the people. They won't charge you. I mean, you can go and eat at any of the restaurant you can. People would come and pay for you. Right. This experiment has been going on for a couple of YouTubers from Australia have came and done that. They've done this experiment. Another guy, I think he was from Scotland or something. He came and he managed to travel across the country free of cost. Like we would hitchhike from one place to another, and people would come and pay for his, meal and accommodation. They would offer him, a place at their home and all that, just to, these kind of things are hard to imagine sitting at your home, but it would be good if anyone would come to Pakistan and they can enjoy it by themselves, and the misconceptions would be cleared out.
Nice to hear you, Muhammad.
Nate, get ready. We are going to Pakistan.
Yeah, you're most welcome. I mean,
yes.
At the cost of Muhammad, we are going to have a full.
Yeah, for people have holding Indian passport, I mean, you would have some kind of trouble coming to Pakistan. But I'm going to assure you that people from India will get the most, they would get the best experience. People here even they would love the Indian guy. I mean, if someone has one place. I mean, if someone has a place at home for one person, and Nate and Shiva, let's say you both are here, he would prefer the Indian guy. Let me tell you that. I mean, they would discriminate you for the Indian guy because in the past few years, I mean, when we don't have cricket going on with India, and the trades and have been shut off, and traveling has been banned to India as well. So I mean, people here love India, and Indian people as well. They don't have the kind of hate that you tend to see on social media, or the people might explain you. That was the thing of previous generation, as I told you. It will not happen now.
Wonderful. I mean, we can do part 2 with so much to learn about you all. Again, you are going to be with us as a part of the social experiment. And we wanted to talk about that, like, how is your experience so far in the experiment lab? And as a law student, like, what is your take on the effect of what we are doing in the experiment? I want to have that conversation. Again, we have already way past 1 hour, and the tour guide is missing. Is this how like Pakistanis do it? Like in the middle,
No.
lift you and go, like figure it out. Like Mohammed, like you're on your own.
If one of them is not here, I'm here. I can handle the situation. No worries for that.
No, I was just joking. Like that was really wonderful. Again, Nate, any final before we wrap up?
Yes, just great to meet you, Mohammed, and also Zulkarnain. And I think for the people out there, one of the biggest things I want everybody to take from this episode is to be able to think for yourself, see for yourself, JK, because we talked about a lot of people's ideas about Pakistan is based off of media, and that media might not be the most objective. In fact, most media is not objective. There's an angle to it. There's a bias to it. And so when we look at a country that's not in America, a lot of times you'll get a slanted view and a slanted perspective of that country and the people of that country. So I'm glad that we had a chance to, talk to you guys, and I'm glad that you're part of the team. And I hope everybody out there that watched this episode was able to learn something this week and have a little fun.
Yeah, exactly. Nate, thank you so much. Really, I told JK and Shiva, we are very hospitable. We Lahoris are very famous for our hospitality. So kindly, you guys should visit Lahore, Pakistan.
Yes.
I am inviting you guys.
Yes,
Open
it will
invitation.
happen soon. Yes.
Julkar, I am also interested to visit.
No,
Yeah.
Bangladeshis are not allowed.
No, I mean, Amar,
Unless you say like you are a
Yeah.
Uzbekistan, like we will.
No.
Amar is already sitting in Pakistan. Like, what's the
Yeah.
difference?
Yes, is Pakistan.
That's
Is Pakistan.
that's the move.
Yeah,
Yes.
East Pakistan.
It was, yeah.
Yeah, again, love for Bangladesh as well. Amar, you're also welcome anytime.
Thank you.
I mean, be our guest.
I think we are all like ready to come for your maybe
Yes,
your wedding
I
or
hope
something.
I hope you have
Like, we
enough
are all
room. I hope you have enough
Yeah.
room at your home,
yes.
Mohammed.
Yeah, the room has to be in the heart, not in the house.
Wow. Outstanding.
Well said.
Yes.
Mohammed, I can feel that hospitality and
Yes.
culture and tradition you all carry. And thank you so much. Again,
Appreciate it.
we feel that like we're making friends all over the world. It's good to know we are growing. That's one good thing. Nate, to give you a surprise, another gentleman, he doesn't want to come on the show, but he is trying to play your role again.
Okay.
We are not letting you go with your US citizenship. Mohammed and others can talk like how the discrimination is playing out in the experiment. We will do that in the next episode. Thank you all and have a wonderful
Thank you.
rest of the day.
Bye.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
Thank you everybody
Bye
for
for-
joining us.
Bye, guys.
Yes. Bye for
Yeah.
yeah.
Bye for now.
Thank you
Bye.
so much, guys. Bye.